You don't have to wait for your life to be perfect to enjoy it. I learned that joy and suffering can coexist in the darkest year of my life. In 2023, I had 2 sons under 2. My first son was regressing into autism. My second son had colic after he was born. He cried all the time. He was up all night long. Then my husband went to Korea for 2 months for work. We were originally supposed to go with him a week before his company said that me and my kids could no longer go. Now I can see it as a blessing in disguise, but at the time I did not feel that way. I felt abandoned. I already was drowning in motherhood. I felt very overwhelmed with my life and I was barely keeping my head above water. How would I do this with no help? Another fun layer to this whole thing was that I was afraid I might fall into a coma again. I have Addison's disease, and with my first son, when he was 5 weeks old, I went into a coma from lack of sleep and dehydration from breastfeeding. So I was very concerned that since I wasn't sleeping again with my second son, that I could fall into a coma and had these 2 babies to take care of and no one that was going to check up on me and make sure I was still alive. I have wonderful friends, but they all have children. Like, nobody could come over my house every day and make sure that I woke up that day. I already had postpartum anxiety and insomnia. Plus, I had anxiety about my husband being in another country. The only reason I didn't go crazy is because of the grace of God. God gave me so many graces during that time. I knew I had to try and find joy every day, and God seriously carried me through. If you're going through a hard season, just remember that you can find joy every day, no matter how terrible your circumstances are. That joy is a fruit of the Holy Spirit. You can experience joy even in the midst of very terrible and difficult circumstances. And the Lord will show up for you through your friends, through your community, through people around you, through a stranger's smile. God will show up in little ways to show you that He's there and that you can relax in the moment. That is my biggest wish for myself, no matter what I go through, is to remember that joy is possible every day and that we never suffer alone, that God is always with us. Follow Little Girl Rise for more tips on how to live a Christ-centered life.